So look, Modern Warfare 4, I guess they did the reveal trailer. We'll skip through a couple things and then we'll have a bit of a chat about it. Because whether it's good or not, like we'll see. It already looks better than Black Ops 7, so I guess we'll see how the campaign sort of pans out. I mean, do we need to watch any more? It already looks it's already looking better than Black Ops 7. So the reason why we don't need to really watch anymore is because I think most people would agree that, Call of Duty at this point, sort of irrevivable. There's a lot of things going against it this year, especially with the release of GTA 6. But yeah, getting down to why, I just think, it's sort of over for Call of Duty at this stage is they really needed something big to bring them back from, what's been happening the last couple of years. And I don't actually blame any of the developers or anything like that. Obviously, Microsoft bought them out a while ago, Activision. I just feel like it's just the actual game. It's too old. Been recreated every year. It's a carbon copy of the next. You get a new campaign. Like this could be a good campaign, but this is 6 hours of the game. Like people aren't spending whatever you're spending in America or in Australia here, $80 to $100. A game to play a 6 hour campaign. And other than that, like you're sort of relying on all of the multiplayer aspects of it. And from what a lot of people who I guess did the play test have said is it's they're going back to like a mix between MW19, MW2, which is cool. I mean, if you like the games, that's good. If you don't, they don't. But at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter how good it's going to be because it's the same thing. Once again, I feel like Call of Duty is at the stage where it's had a pretty good run, but it's just not going to be able to keep progressing forward as a game. They sort of need to restructure it from the ground up. Their model's not working because live service is dead as it is. So, I mean, the Warzone model, I guess, is their live service aspect, and they keep releasing these multiplayer games every year, and with a campaign. But I think people are sick of spending the money each year and realizing it's the same thing. Obviously, you sort of get caught in the trap if you're still doing it. It's pretty crazy. I mean, a lot of people do. A lot of people love the franchise. I started playing back in like 2005, 2006, and it was when it was actually good. But I just think gone are the days where anyone actually wants to play this anymore, and it's sort of getting it's going to be sunsetted if they don't do something. Because if they keep doing the same thing every year, like they keep bringing out the same sort of multiplayer, the same game modes, same running gun sort of stuff. I mean, I think it's just going to eventually disappear. And I think gaming overall has changed a lot because we've got a new generation of, I guess, younger generation coming into it that grew up on the Fortnites and the live service games. And they're pushed towards sort of a different thing. Like, you know, they're free to play first up. So the barrier to entry is just like nothing. You just download the game. Sure, you don't have to, like, you can buy cosmetics and things, but you don't have to play the game. So there's that going against them. Um, but yeah, they keep releasing these games each year and expect an audience to come in and want to play them. Um, Bouncing back though, yeah, the live service model just seems to be way more lucrative. But people are talking about how that's being unsuccessful lately too, and how that's collapsing. I can sort of see why people think that, and it is in some regard. Like you look at Arc Raiders, you look at Marathon, you look at these games that are coming out, like um, that PlayStation game and that other High Guard. Yeah, they're all failing because they're sort of junk games that no one really wants to play at this stage. There's like a set amount of live service games that have come out, including like Fortnite, PUBG. You get the originals, and there's not really that much space in the I guess industry of multiplayer games to have just multiple massive competitors. And it's just gonna be one of those things that, you know, you're gonna have the big dogs and then you're gonna have these other games that sort of sit on the outside. That are not going to be that lucrative. And I guess the reason why a lot of these ones keep failing too is because they're expecting big success. But I guess success for well, I guess with the amount of money they're spending on developing these games, they'd expect a lot more players. But I guess success in this sort of space now, especially the live service or the multiplayer sort of space, is like, like as far as Steam charts go, getting like 12K players consecutively each day at any point in time is like that's pretty good, really. Um, yeah. So look, didn't really get through much of the trailer here because it's going to be the exact same thing. The campaign does look good, but people aren't going to spend all the money just for the campaign when the multiplayer is going to be the same. They've taken it off Game Pass. That they've got like another high barrier to entry here because people are going to fork out the money. I think they're actually going to lose more players than they think by doing that. Um, and if they take it off COD HQ, I guess, which I think they're not going to have it on COD HQ, which will split the sort of player count and player numbers. I guess we'll get a real sort of uh, scope into, you know, how well Call of Duty's doing. I know there's console numbers and everything, but on PC we can sort of see how it's all playing out through Steam, I guess at least. But yeah, I think the Warzone numbers are keeping it sort of relatively inflated, and they're not doing that well either because Warzone's sort of just dead at this point, dead in the water. I feel like it's you know, I feel like they just sort of put it on the back burner. It's almost like being sunsetted at this stage with the lack of updates and the lack of life in that, the rotation of the maps, like keeping the same maps, nothing new. I mean, even Fortnite, even though it's got a massive player base, that seems to be struggling enough. And that's, probably the biggest in this sort of space, console live service game at least. And even they're struggling. So yeah, it's one of those things that I just think we're at the end of an era. You see a lot of YouTubers going away from it now, streamers leaving the game, and I think they're going to have to do something like massive, especially this year coming up against GTA 6. It's really, I think they're coming out just under a month before GTA 6. They've sort of got to release it anyway. They can't delay it or release it any earlier. I just think at this stage it's going to be one of those things that sort of dies and fizzles off, and they're going to have to do something from the ground up totally different to bring players back to it because, what has it been? It's been like over 20 years of the same thing being replicated over and over again, and they've got a lot longer than people or than I thought out of it anyway. Like I was a big Halo fan back in the day, and that's dead. Look at Halo Infinite's player count, so it can happen to any franchise, no matter how big. And Call of Duty is definitely going to be the next one. I think if they do the same thing for the next 2 or 3 years, the player count will almost be nothing, and they're going to get completely washed out because there's not that much room in the industry for things like this anymore, and people have moved on. Yeah, younger generations really not playing Call of Duty. They played a bit of Warzone, but that's not the center focus of all the games out there at this stage. Yeah, I just feel like if anything, Call of Duty should probably just focus on Warzone and revamping Warzone because these yearly multiplayer games just aren't going to hit the spot. Let me know what you think anyway. If you love Call of Duty, like I not hating on it, sort of am, but I do love Call of Duty. I did love Call of Duty, but now it's just one of those games that just feels so out of date and old, no matter what mechanics they bring into it. Just a setup from start to finish, I just it's not doing too well. But let me know what you think in the comments anyway. Do you think Call of Duty can actually make a comeback, and like what would they need to do? Because I think they need to rebuild the game from the ground up and not keep making the same game over and over. Wipe everything from the ground up, make a different multiplayer experience, even something new, fresh, which is easier said than done. Because I think every sort of first-person shooter, big multiplayer, like on that scale, is sort of failing. Like look at Battlefield 6, you can blame the devs for that, but still it's just not a good space to be in, really. Yeah, let me know what you guys think. Like, subscribe if you'd like. You don't have to. But until the next one.